Here it is, the records room.
Surf the web, surf the web.
Shut up, Brock, we don't have time.
Parker, wait, could it be?
Could what?
Yes, we sense our other.
Who? Sense who?
It's our other, the symbiote known as Carnage. We must stop him.
Now?
Yes, now. We have no choice.
So a main villain request for the Spider-Man PS4 sequel. I love doing all these requests. I love doing wish lists, doing predictions, etc. And I think the main villain that I would love to see in the Spider-Man PS4 sequel would have to be Carnage himself, Cletus Cassidy. And here's why, is because he's such a unique character. In the way that other developers have done it, like Activision and stuff, I feel like they've done the character right. But I just want to see how Insomniac would do his story in the Spider-Man PS4 universe, because I do feel like Cletus Cassidy is one of those villains that's like kind of like a one-in-a-lifetime thing, where you have a really unique character and he is literally the most dangerous psychopath in New York City. And I think having him running around the Spider-Man PS4 universe, just carnage across the land, that is something that I really want to see. And I mean, we've seen it in other video games like TASM 2, but it hasn't really been done as, I don't know, like I think myself, I want to see it done in a way that we've never seen it before. And you know, hopefully you guys can agree with me on that, because I mean, we've seen him in so many other video games, but like for some reason I feel like there's just something missing, and that's like the comic accuracy with Carnage himself, and the way that they end up doing him is always being done differently. But if they can really do it right and throw it out of the park, I mean, I think it would probably be one of the best storylines of all time, because you know, you always have Spider-Man and Venom teaming up against Carnage, because Carnage is just a really bad villain. You know, he's a character that just murders people for fun, and he doesn't care. Like if he saw Mary Jane down the street and he knew who she was, Carnage would just go up there and just murder her. You know, like I think that something like that to be told in a Spider-Man PS4 sequel story is something that we need. And I think for him to be the main villain would just be very unique, and it'd be also a throwback to Spider-Man 2000, because then you would have a main villain like Doc Ock and have a main villain like Carnage, and maybe in the, you know, the third video game you have both of them teaming up. I think something like this should definitely be talked about, and I think Carnage is a character that a lot of people want to see once again, you know, in a video game. And you know, it doesn't matter how many times you do him, I think that he's not that boring. Like he's a character that you can mess around with, change the origin a bit, but in the end of the day he's just sadistic and evil, and you can really turn that storyline into a very dark and crazy story that I think a lot of fans are really wanting nowadays. You know, people are wanting not only like rated R content, but people want stuff that's like dark and crazy and wacky, and you know, go in depth with the story a bit, and just have Carnage just kind of running around. Because Spider-Man in like the 90s and stuff, that was the Carnage that a lot of people wanted, you know, in video games, and we didn't really have that, you know, in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. So I think Insomniac could really right the wrongs that Activision did when they made TASM 2 the video game, and like they could really do Carnage correctly in Spider-Man PS4 sequel if they end up having him. That's just a main villain request that I would love to see. You know, I'd love to see the symbiotes. I would love to see Carnage running around with the symbiote and just going crazy everywhere in New York City. You know, having some of those missions in the game where he literally has like maximum carnage. You know, you could actually do like step by step on like how he gets the symbiote, and then go in depth even more, and you can just do so many crazy stuff with his character. And I just love the stories that were told with Carnage, and I think a Spider-Man PS4 story with Carnage is something that a lot of people want to see. So anyways, what is your thoughts on, you know, like my request for Carnage? Because he's one character that I really want to see in the sequel, and let me know if you guys want to see him in the sequel. You know, I think there's opportunities here for Insomniac to do, and you know, we could actually see maybe a Maximum Carnage storyline. You know, that's a far stretch, but I think, you know, Marvel Spider-Man 2 definitely has potential for Carnage as a main villain, or even, you know, as a side villain. You know, I just really want to see this character finally be done. You know, I think it'd be really cool. But anyways, if you guys did enjoy, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn your notifications on, and make sure you share your thoughts in the comments down below, because I want to hear from all of you. But anyways, peace out.
What are you waiting for? I am yours, man. We're gonna wreak glorious carnage throughout the land.
Carnage, eh? I like the sound of that. You